What is up, rockers of the Rock Nation? This is your fellow rocker here, Rockerman X, and I'm back with, well, another video. Granted, later on today, my stream from last night will be up. But what video am I here with today? Well, since tomorrow is WWE Extreme Rules 2016, I am here with my WWE Extreme Rules 2016 pay-per-view predictions. And before anyone says anything that say, oh, this pay-per-view is going to be overhyped, yeah, I agree this pay-per-view is probably overhyped. But, you know, you got to take Extreme Rules for what it is. It's one of those gimmick pay-per-views, but, you know, again, I stick by my standby. As long as I enjoyed it, and as long as I was pleased, it was a good pay-per-view overall. So, yeah. Granted, some of these matches to me are like, what the fuck, really? And I mean a few of them, which you can understand why some of them happen, shit like that. Like, I mean, like one of the tag team matches, but yeah, we got I'm assuming we're going to have two matches on the kickoff, but only one of them is announced. We got a no disqualification match, Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Again with the fucking Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. I'm trying to sound rude or anything, but why continue the Ziggler versus Corbin? Are they trying? I feel like this is a poor attempt. I don't know why. I mean, don't get me wrong, their matches are enjoyable. But is this some sort of poor attempt at making Ziggler relevant again, putting him against an NXT star that came up on the main roster and won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania? Or is this some way to try to make Corbin relevant, to put him up against Ziggler constantly and put him in this feud with Ziggler? I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying their matches aren't enjoyable, but I think a lot of people are getting sick and tired of seeing this match because, to me personally, maybe because I failed to see the bigger picture of this feud, but I really don't see where they're going with this at all. Like, sorry about that, but I really don't see where they're going with this. Overall, still should be a decent match, but, you know, I'm going with Dolph Ziggler to win. It's probably going to be Corbin, but I'm going with Dolph Ziggler to win. Simple as that. Now, we got the next match. A Tornado Tag Team Match, which is rare when you see a Tornado Tag Match. Probably one of my favorite style tag matches. We got 2/3 of the club, aka Bullet Club, aka sooner or later Balor Club, hopefully. We got Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson versus, when I say oos, you say oh, oos, oh. No, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, we got 2/3 of the club, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, versus 2/3 of the family, aka which would be the Usos. And overall, I do see this match being good. Granted, take my bias for what it is, because I'm not a big fan of the Usos. Granted, the Usos were what tag division needed at the time when it was just poured down. They finally came back, so there's that. And as for Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, they definitely bring a whole new scenario. They definitely bring a whole new outcome to the tag division. They definitely lay it down. I don't care what people say. So yeah, overall, I'm expecting this match to be a good match. You know, from what that's been going on recently. You know, with the 6-man tag matches with Styles and Reigns thrown in the mix, and just other tag matches, even some of the solo matches with Gallows. I'm expecting it to be a good match. So yeah. As for who's going to win the Tornado Tag Match, I'm going to go with Gallows and Anderson, because for their first real pay-per-view debut, because at Payback, you know, they didn't wrestle. So for their first real pay-per-view debut, I expect them to win. At least that's how I see it. The Usos, they haven't really been on a losing streak. It's been going back and forth between this whole thing, so there you go. But I'm going with Gallows and Anderson to pick up the win against the Usos. Now we have the United States Championship match. And for the love of God, why Rusev? I thought, oh, hey, the League of Nations was still somewhat together. Why Rusev of all people? Why have him go back against the U.S. title? Oh, I know. He's going to win, and Cena's going to come back, probably, and he's going to face Cena again for the United States Championship. Granted, Cena has been something WWE's been missing since Cena's been injured, but at least he'll be back on Memorial Day or Labor Day, whatever the fuck day it is, whatever. But, I really don't feel Rusev as champion. I've never felt Rusev as United States champion. I mean, Rusev, he's a good heel. I'm not going to criticize him for that. He's a good heel. But overall, I'm not going to say anything on that. But overall, I'd rather see Kalisto still be champion at the end of the night, because I'm starting to warm up to Kalisto as a singles competitor. I kept saying, oh, he's a ripoff Rey Mysterio, which he still is. But I'm just kind of warming up to him, as champion, stuff like that. Granted, the past 2 United States Championship matches he has, there's been no... I really feel like there's been no lead up to it. This one, there's actually somewhat of a lead up to. But I'm going to go with Kalisto to win. That's how I feel. Now, we come to one match that I'm like, that is understandable why it happened. But it's kind of stupid since they technically didn't win the match. We got the WWE Tag Team Championship match. The New Day versus the Vaudevillians. And before I say anything, fuck the Vaudevillians. Fuck the bygone era. I really don't give a fuck about these tag team. I don't care. People say, oh, they're NXT talent. You should like them. No. Honestly, the Vaudevillains, I don't know. I've never liked the Vaudevillains. I really never have. From what I've seen in NXT, I've never really enjoyed them. Don't get me wrong. They're good competitors, and I'm going to get that, or I'm just their gimmick I've never liked. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. So obviously, you already know who I'm wanting to win this match, because people are saying, oh, the Vaudevillains should win. So that way, Enzo comes back, Enzo and Big Cass can go after the Vaudevillains and finally win a tag team championship. And here's how I feel about it. If the New Day is going to lose their belts, it should be not to the Vaudevillains. It should be straight up. How do I put this? When Enzo comes back off injury and they decide to go after the tag titles, and I'm trying to word this. When Enzo comes back and they decide to go after, and him and Big Cass decide to go after the tag titles again, I feel like that the Vaudevillains should be out of the picture for that. Because, the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass has fought so many times down in NXT for the champions, for the NXT Tag Team Championships. I feel like there wouldn't be a point to it for them to be the Vaudevillains on the main roster for the main title, for the main tag titles. I feel like it would make Enzo and Cass look better if they beat the New Day for the titles. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. That's how I feel. If the New Day is going to lose the titles, it should be to Enzo and Big Cass, and that's if they lose it, and that's if and when they lose it. And there's a specific big if and when, because I don't see a time soon when they're going to lose it. But yeah, fuck the Vaudevillains. New Day rocks. I'm going to go with the New Day to retain the Tag Team Championships because, again, New Day rocks. Let's see. Alright, now we're moving on to another match. Obviously another match. A first. In the WWE. We got Dean Ambrose's specialty match and Asylum match. Which, when I first saw that cage, people are like, oh, CNA Lethal Lockdown. Okay, I can see where they got that. But for some reason, when I first saw the cage, I thought it was a triple layered steel cage from the movie Ready to Rumble. And I'm sorry, if it was Ready to Rumble's triple layered steel cage match, I would have marked the fuck out. Because that would have been nice to have. I want one of those in real someday. I want one of those goddamn cages. Want one of those triple layer steel cage matches in real life. One day, I wouldn't mind having one. But yeah, first ever Asylum Match. Chris Jericho has been in plenty of WWE. Has been almost every. I want to say yeah, pretty much almost every match type. He's helped create a lot of match types. You know. And then you got Dean Ambrose. Now, his idea, his asylum, his way to get back at Chris Jericho. You know, honestly, it's one of those things like well, I guess Dolph Ziggler's a hometown boy because he's originally from Cleveland. But this is one of those feuds where I'm torn between who to like and who to like, because no matter if Chris Jericho is face or heel, I will always like Chris Jericho. Now, as for Dean Ambrose, you know, I like him. He's a home state boy. You know, he's originally from Cincinnati, so it's like I'm torn between who to pick because I like Dean Ambrose. But you know, and this is his specialty match. But honestly, people are going to be pissed at me, you know. Unless they're going to do a whole Jericho's going to get injured and ride him off TV for a while so he can go tour with Fozzy. I don't see Ambrose winning this. Because Ambrose picked up a clean victory against Jericho at Payback. So, to be fair, I feel like Jericho is going to win this one. And that's who I'm picking, Chris Jericho. And the reason why I feel, and again, that's part of the reason, if Dean Ambrose didn't pick up that win over, if Ambrose didn't pick up the win over Jericho at Payback, I really don't feel like Jericho would win this one. I really don't feel like he would have. If Jericho would have won that, I would have felt like Ambrose won. But since Ambrose won the last, I feel like Jericho is going to win this. That's how I see it. People can jump on me all they want to, but whatever. It's whatever. So, for the very first ever Asylum match, you know, I see a lot of good spots. I see both participants getting their ass kicked to high heaven. But sorry, Ambrose fans. I'm an Ambrose fan as well, but I'm going to have to go with Chris Jericho winning. Because no matter if he's face or heel, I will always be on the side of Y2J, baby! Okay, I really should shut up. Now, moving on to the Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Cesaro versus The Miz. Ultimately, there's two people who I wouldn't mind winning this match, and that is Cesaro and Sami Zayn. Granted, you know, The Miz, he's another home state boy. He's from Cleveland, but I'm not going to say on that because I don't like The Miz. Maybe I used to but no, actually The Miz I never really enjoyed. I mean, you know, his gimmick and stuff, okay. You know, he's a good in-ring competitor, but I've never really enjoyed The Miz. Kevin Owens, same way. You know, he's a good. You know, there's no denying his in-ring ability, but I never really enjoyed Kevin Owens. Granted, I enjoy watching his matches. Don't get me wrong. Just, I guess because they're both the heel. I don't know. But the reason why I want Cesaro to win is because he's Cesaro. He deserves a single title run. He deserves a title. You know, that's how I see that. You know, Sami Zayn, again, the main reason why I want him to win is because he's fucking Sami Zayn. He's been in NXT. He finally got up to the main roster. He keeps getting shot at the Intercontinental Championship. You know, at WrestleMania he didn't get it. Payback, he kind of got fucked out of it. Well, he didn't compete for the Intercontinental. And this whole Fatal 4-Way starts, and Sami Zayn gets thrown in the mix because he finally gets it. So, honestly, I do want Sami Zayn to win. I at least want him to have one Intercontinental Championship in his time on the main roster. At least one. So, ultimately, I'm calling Sami Zayn winning the Intercontinental Championship. And then, once that happens, there's probably going to be some kind of feud between him and Kevin Owens for it. And that'd probably be a good idea to do because, you know, again, this whole Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn feud keeps going on. No matter what you're going to do, it's going to keep going. So why not have Zayn win the title and have Owens? Because Owens all like, oh, I deserve the Intercontinental Championship. It's my title. You know, have Zayn win. Have him feud with Owens for the title, and there you go. Money. Now we're moving on to the WWE Women's Championship. In a submission match where Ric Flair is banned from ringside, and if Rick does anything, even steps foot outside, steps foot in the arena, goes up to commentate or whatever, he's banned from ringside. Charlotte will initially forfeit her championship to Natalya, or at least what I got out of the whole thing. So Charlotte versus Natalya, and I'm sorry. Whereas Ric Flair banned at ringside, I'm going with fucking Natalya winning. Because I really want to see... People are going to say, oh, you're just bandwagoning. No, I really want to see Natalya. As people have said before, she's one of the hardest working women in the company. One of the hardest. And I say one of them because she's one of them. She's not the hardest, but she's one of them. But she deserves another title reign. At least one title. Because she haven't held championship since the Divas Championship. And that was near the beginning, I think. So that was a few years. So I really want Natalya to win. So I'm saying Natalya is going to win. That's my prediction. There you go. And now, moving on to the main event. An Extreme Rules match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Cockfist, 1/3 of the family, Roman Reigns, versus 1/3 of the club, 1/3 of the Bullet Club, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And before I say anything, this match should be another good match. Should be a phenomenal match, no pun intended. Why? Because when AJ and Roman... Because look at Payback. That was a hell of a match between AJ and Roman. I don't care what people say, you know? And again, with an Extreme Rules, no DQ, you're going to expect Luke Gallows and Anderson to jump in. You're going to expect the Usos to jump in. Hell, you don't know.
What do you want for breakfast, she said?
I'm recording a video right now. I'm sorry about that. My grandma walked in here. But, yeah. As for Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, I'm going to say it's going to be a good match. Because, you know, again, look at Payback. You know, you're going to expect Gallows and Anderson to jump in. You're going to expect the Usos to jump in. No disqualifications. As I was saying, you may see. I don't know exactly when, but I'm going to assume if the match for the NXT Championship, Finn versus Samoa Joe, hasn't happened yet, which I think it did last Wednesday, or this past Wednesday. So, yeah, we might see the debut of Finn Balor on the main roster, joining the club. And if we do see that, you know, it'd be a nice way to see AJ Styles pick up the victory. You know, I mean, you know, it'd be a nice way to see him pick up the victory. You know, AJ Styles, you know, bringing back the Bullet Club formation, you know. Him becoming champion at Extreme Rules. You know, everyone wants AJ Styles champion. It probably won't happen, you know. Everybody, you know, it's probably obvious Roman Reigns is going to win. That's pretty much obvious. But, again, I really want to see AJ Styles become the WWE champion. So, my prediction is AJ Styles to win the match. People might say, oh, well, you're fucking stupid. Go with the obvious. You know, these are what these predictions are for. You got to go with the obvious. No, not to go with the obvious. These are partly my opinion as well. You know, I pick who I prefer to win. I pick based off logic, sometimes stuff like that. I have reasons who I pick, and I explained a lot of these reasons throughout this, you know. So, yeah, AJ Styles to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's really got to say on this prediction video. You know, if you guys want to, you know, leave comments down below what your predictions are. Let me know who you want to win. Let me know how you see things going for Extreme Rules tomorrow. And that's all I got to say. And until next time, guys, live free and rock.